Now, let's get on to you guys, Aries. So when we left Aries, you guys were having trouble. I think some of you may have been dealing with illness in the family. I don't like to talk about illness, but sometimes I have to. And that situation has shown up here again in your reading, but it's here connected to a motherly figure. So now we're getting down to, I think, what we're seeing as a motherly figure that may have been ill for some times, but there are gifts coming considering that situation, or some kind of illness within the family. That is here as a roadblock, but like all roadblocks, we get over them so that we can proceed. Okay, here we go, Aries. Now, what we've done here in the revised version of this reading, one person lies on one side of the reading. The other person runs down the other side of the reading. It's up to you to decide, am I this person or am I this person? You will place yourself as you resonate. If you don't resonate, watch your sun, moon, rising. If whatever this is representative of. If you're cross-watching for a spouse or a partner, just know they have sun, moon, rising too. This may not resonate for everyone. Now, let's get into it. First we have, wow, you guys start out heavy, Aries. Again, the Nine of Swords, the Four of Pentacles, the King of Cups, the Princess of Cups, and the Nine of Wands. Now, in this column, the way I perceive this person is they're incredibly upset, but mostly during this time period, over a financial situation. Now, we have this financial situation that is directly connected to a water sign. Now, I can say this can be the spouse and the children, because we have an element of both. They represent people who are close to us, people who we have loving affection for. So we know that our family may be showing up here in a situation where financially we may need to be holding on tight to our money during the holidays because of a questionable situation that frankly is leaving you with a lot of swords energy. It's leaving someone with a lot of worry. Okay? But this is the card of worry, depression, sadness, loss. It's all coming here. It's all landing on this person's shoulder. Even though this person feels like they're carrying the weight of the burden and the weight of the loss, this person is experiencing the night sweats, the nightmares, the anguish, the all of that depressive energy it feels like it's landing on one person. It's connected to money, possibility that, if someone may have lost their job, or if someone who is sick is depending on social services to carry them through, like Medicaid, Medicare, anything like that, social programs, you may be finding out that those social programs are being cut out and that's going to be a conflict for you. I feel seriously somebody may be getting the nightmarish news that their social program that they depend on for their health care, especially if you're here in the States, that program may be coming to a stop, and that may be keeping you at a loss. It may also be creating conflict and defeat, because that kind of energy can come on very quickly, because we have that swift movement. And you may have already experienced it here, but we'll get to the Eight of Wands here in a moment. That talks about a past position. But first, let's talk about this. Now, here you are, defending yourself. If this is you, and you're involved in some sort, and I want to say healthcare situation with a sick mother or a sick father of either anybody where you're dealing with illness and social programs that are being cut out, just know you're going to stand up for yourself. You're going to be filled with conflict and defeat over the situation, but you're going to be defending yourself against the system, whoever this is, because the system is represented here. So I do see you standing up for yourself against a broken, defeated system. Also know that if there has been defeat, conflict, or loss around finances, did somebody lose a job? Because this is really about having to hold on over some sort of loss. So if someone lost a job, again, you're going to be standing in line at the unemployment office, screaming your head off because they've managed to screw you out of your benefits. Something like that. But it's at a systematic level here. This loss is at a systematic level. As if you end up in the hospital, or someone in your family ends up in the hospital. Someone has a baby, or whatever. And you get home, and you're recuperating, and you find out that they have completely rejected your insurance claim, and you have no recourse. It's that kind of feeling. Now, on the other side of this situation, we have the Four of Cups, the Seven of Pentacles, the Seven of Swords, the Ten of Swords, not the Seven, the Ten of Swords, the Eight of Swords, and the Prince of Wands. So, on this side, and this is your guidance here, just like getting out of the conflict and defeat and leaving that energy behind, getting out of the conflict and defeat, this is you standing your ground. That's how you get to achieve moving out of the defeat, is by standing your ground. Just like you're standing your ground here and defending yourself against a system that may be broken on you. But this is about somebody experiencing loss, holding on dearly to everything that they have, maintaining your family in a loving way during the hospitals, during the holidays, yet standing firm on a situation in a systematic battle that some of you are fighting right now. So, now the partner, the other person in the scenario. We have the Four of Cups, the Seven of Pentacles, the Ten of Swords, the Eight of Swords, and the Prince of Wands, just like we talked about. But here, with the Ten of Swords, someone taking on the burden of the loss, someone feeling trapped, maybe not having all the answers. It's just possible that one person is in recovery from some sort of a trauma, while the other person is out there fighting the fight for them, because maybe this person is incapable of fighting the fight for themselves. There's a lot of emotion in this person. They may be suffering from severe depression because of some sort of a systematic loss here. But whatever kind of loss it is, we're standing our ground and we're fighting the good fight. And that burden is on this person. But we're at the end of that road with the Ten of Swords. That's the good part. That there is a solution here. I see it coming. There's a solution here for someone. Now, we know you're reflective. We know you're examining your finances, probably re-examining your situation over and over and over again, trying to find the right solution. There's a desire to move forward with an action. And I have to wonder if it's this legal action. But there's a desire here to move forward with something that you're in deep consideration over right now. Maybe a lawsuit for whoever it is that is facing this systematic battle. So, but there's examination. Is the battle worth it? Do I have enough to pursue this action and make it worthwhile? Make it a profitable thing for me, considering the degree of my loss. So we've got a couple here that are really fighting a systematic loss, but it's affecting their romantic situation with the Four of Cups. Because we have it feels like almost a natural turning away from a love situation, as if we're so heavy in loss and grief and depression that we don't have the strength to address the romantic side of a relationship. Now let's look at the past element that these two people have brought. In the past, this person, this can be called Cupid's arrows, or this can be something that comes on very quickly. Now, since it's here with the Nine of Wands, it can talk about an event that happens very quickly, but the response has to be quick too, because we're put in a situation of defense. We're in a defensive position here around something that has happened to us quite quickly. Something that came upon really fast. Maybe someone ended up in a hospital quite quickly. Maybe it was an accident. Somebody took a stumble and ended up in a confined situation for a while. Whatever it was, brought to a situation where, again, now we feel like we're defending ourselves over an action that possibly happened very quickly. Now, on the other person's side of this reading, on the partner's side, and this may actually be the partner who has been hospitalized or wounded, and this is the partner who is having all of the depression, the loss. One of these people is feeling, I think both of these people, frankly, are feeling this situation. This is a situation that goes back. This is a situation, these two people may have known one another since they were children. These two people may go back to a place where they grew up together. This can be a family member. This can be mother, father, brother, sister. But it really feels there is a dedicated relationship involved where they're fighting a systematic battle. But this is a long-standing relationship, possibly marrieds that can go back 30, 40, 50 years even. This is generational, especially here with the La Vecchia Signora. She brings that age, that prolonged situation into the picture. Now in the future, like I said, some of you are fighting the system with the Justice card here. Or there's a serious need for balance in your situation where you're fighting some sort of not only a physical, but a mental battle. Now, another person brings the sunlight, which can talk about truth. But more importantly, it talks about closing off cycles and bringing about a brand new day where things look better. And that's where I think we're at now, is we fight the fight, but just know at some point there is a better day in front of us. The first roadblock we have is around a very important situation, a long-standing situation, and waiting for the culmination, waiting for the end of that cycle. Patience is important here because this is a long, ongoing situation for someone. This is saying that it's a situation of great importance, and patience in the waiting is essential at this time. Then we have the domestico, allegrezza a cor, and la costanza. Again, about patience. We may be put in a position where we are waiting for results for quite a long time, or maybe someone has been in a situation, in a hospitalized situation for a very long time. They do have help around them. There is assistance there. This person, for whatever it's worth, for the best situation that they can encounter for themselves, they have happiness. Whatever that is for them in the situation, whatever that is for any of you in the situation, there is an element of happiness around it. Now, the third roadblock, and we talked about this earlier, Amalato, the donna maritata, and the consolante sorpresa. This is really about someone who may have been in a confined, sick situation. Maybe they've been convalescing. We're talking about here someone's mother, I think, or the mother of many children, or someone who is just a very nurturing person. And now they are needing the care. And the consolante sorpresa, at the end of the road, it feels like the tables are turned and this fight against the system is finally going to turn in your favor. But patience, 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 because when you're fighting these systematic battles, you know that you can achieve success, but you need the right element at work for you. And I think a lot of that element is even within this Fool card, because crowning both of these people is the Fool. Now with the Fool, and we have the guidance of intuition over us, we're saying by guidance, getting out of conflict and defeat mentally, we have to bring ourselves into clearer thinking in order to stand our ground and move forward. Clearer thinking comes through this intuition. It comes through this divine energy of logic and intuition that comes into play. But it comes on the Fool, and the Fool takes a chance. The Fool isn't always aware of what the results are going to be, isn't always aware of how the path is going to end, but they take the chance, they take the risk. And it's possible that someone in the situation decides they need to go all out and go up against the system, unearth some truth. This is really heavy. Unearth some truth about a systematic failure by standing your ground, trusting your intuition, and taking a chance. Because with the Sun in the future position next to the Justice, that through justice, through truth, through the light of truth, we have a very successful, happy ending.